All right, my name is Michael Tallarico. I'm the owner of the Haunted Cellar.
He never bothered anyone, but forever tormenting. This is the wheelbarrow he used to carry them.
The Haunted Cellar started a couple of years back. We used to have a neighbor who did haunted houses in their front yard every year, and they would put on this big elaborate show. And one year me and my friend noticed that they weren't doing it anymore, they were moving. So we decided to kind of give it our shot and try it on our own. So we went and bought a bunch of trash bags and PVC pipes and taped them all together, and kind of started to make up for the neighborhood kids because they've always looked forward to that haunted house that was there. I've been volunteering at haunted houses probably for close to 15 years, and then working as construction and set building for about 10. Generally, me and my fiance get here around 4:30. We do a quick cleanup and get everything ready, make sure all the props and lighting and sound are in place and ready to go. Then the actors will generally get here around 5:30 or so. They start getting in costume and makeup and getting everything set. And a little hectic scramble at about 6:30 to get the doors open. And then we're usually here till about 1:30, cleaning up and putting everything back away and getting it ready for the next day. For actors, generally we have about 15 to 20 people nightly, and then we also have a couple of additional crew who help with the build and the tear down. So I think total we have somewhere between 30, 35-ish people that kind of cycle in and out. We've been getting really good responses this year. We were a little nervous at first, but so far we've gotten a ton of really good reviews. People have been blogging about us on their websites, and we've gotten a couple of reviews from professional critics that have really liked it. So generally we always ask people on their way out what they thought, and so far so good. And nobody's been complaining, but we can always tell by the screams coming from inside. That's how we know we're doing a good job. We've had some pretty serious incidences. We've had a couple people faint, which was pretty scary for us because we didn't know if they were all right or not. We've had people pee their pants. We've had a couple of people throw up, actually. So there's been some pretty unique, people deal with scares in completely different ways.
Taste of blood. This you cannot escape.
It's one of those things where we all like to be scared, and at least myself, I like to try and figure out what's going to pop out of me, but it never really works, so I always end up getting freaked out anyways.
Everyone knows that wolves tear out people's throats. Tell me another story.
Because I like the storyline of it. They take you through the whole house, give you a big story background, and then you don't know what to expect.
Well, it's a pretty involved process. Basically, it starts months and months before. Generally, construction will start June, July, but the planning stages are well before that. Usually after the haunt ends this year, we'll start going to the drawing board instantly for next year. So first it's the design phase where we take a look at the space we're interested in, and we just sketch it out on grid paper, the kinds of rooms we want, the kinds of effects we want to run, and then we slowly manipulate that until we're happy with the design. This is an animatronic we created for the haunt this year. Basically this is kind of a simple unit, but we got an old trunk, and inside is a special device called an air cannon, which is a compressed air cylinder that on a remote control trigger, it blasts about a gallon of air at the patrons, and then a little pneumatic prop pops out. So we've got these little remote controls that are on sensors, and when the actor pushes the button, you get the air cannon go off and the little kid pops out. So this one has been pretty successful this year. It gets almost everybody standing next to it. So in this section of the haunted house, they come into our bride's room, and they get to hear the part of the story where basically the bride on her honeymoon kills her husband. And at a certain point in the scene, she actually appears magically. Gives them a good scare. This is not our bride, but for this year we were looking for a good effect to finish off the haunted house with, kind of a climax to bring it all together. We went through a lot of different options, and basically in the end we decided to go low tech and old school with a pretty cool little drop panel, which my buddy will demonstrate for you. Pretty effective and pretty easy to do. You get paid to scare people. It's the best job ever.
Now that's how a story should end.